Hi, this is Camilita here, and welcome to another episode of the Camilita Show. This is where you learn to truly live your champion life today and every day. On this episode, I want to share with you something that two elderly gentlemen said to me a few days ago, and it really got me thinking about life, about investing, about business as a whole. And this is what they shared with me. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. Old age and poverty. Now, it was the first time I had heard this statement. My husband said this is a statement that a lot of people use, but it was the first time that I actually heard someone say old age and poverty. And I'll tell you why. So, on today's episode, I'm going to talk about how and why people end up not in old age, because most people do, but in poverty, and what they or you can do about it to not be labeled with that statement, as the gentleman said to me, old age and poverty. Welcome to the Camilita Show. You know, yesterday we had a chance to go for our walk, our normal walk that we would do every Sunday. And we would go and just get away from everything, go into the hills and the countryside, and it's beautiful. And so on the way, we met this ice cream van. Well, come on, it's a Sunday and the sun's out, so we can have an ice cream. And so we stopped at this ice cream van, and there was two elderly gentlemen selling ice cream. And he was quick to tell us about what's going on in the world and in the global economy and blah, blah, blah. But more importantly, he was telling us that they both work for the person that owns the ice cream van. And we were like, okay, good on them. They're obviously doing their thing on a Sunday afternoon. You know, everybody has their own thing. But something he shared with me will stay with me for the rest of my life. And he shared those few words. I said to him, what are you doing out on a Sunday afternoon? He said, well, and then his other friend was limping, going in and out of the van. And I said, what's going on with him? What's going on with you guys? And he said, that's old age and poverty. And he didn't have to say anything more to me, like literally nothing more. I knew what he meant, but more importantly, I knew how so many other people are actually living like that today. If you don't want to be in that position and say old age and poverty is why you are where you are, then listen to the next couple of tips I'm going to share with you on how you can change that and not be a statistic and not have that happen to you. I've seen that happen to so many people across the world. And so don't allow that to happen to you. Here are my 4 or 5 quick tips as to what you can do to not have that happen. Number 1, start investing now in income generating assets that doesn't require your presence. And I know some people will say, Camilita, I have no money to invest. You don't always need money, you need ingenuity. Sometimes you can invest with others and are willing to do the work. That is number 1, okay? Number 2, collaborate with others, as we just talked about. Collaborate with others who have money and you have probably the time, so that you can create more income for yourself that you can put into an asset. Number 3, create multiple incomes from what you already know. You may know how to write a book, or you may know how to write a program, or you may have something that you can do. Create a product from your intellectual property, something that you already know, and start selling that, because that you can sell over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, that is simple. And I teach this in my multiple streams ebook, free ebook you can download on my website or buy on Camilita Shop. Number 4, this is something that I find that's sort of really close to my heart, that I tell a lot of my clients to do. Look for alternative ways to sell your current brand, product, or service. Find multiple ways of selling that same brand, product, or service. One, it will give you more money, and you're not having to do a whole lot more for that money, but it will also allow you to serve more clients as you go along. And last but not least, it keeps ringing in my head what that gentleman said, old age and poverty. This keeps ringing in my head. What is so crucially important, which is what I have done, is that you pay yourself first. So whatever money comes in, you pay yourself first. You pay expenses last. You invest more than you could ever think you can invest, because a lot of times we are living on a lot more than we think we could actually live on, but we can put aside some of that into investments and have that moving forward. Pay yourself first. It's crucially important you do that, and you be consistent, because sometimes it's hard when stuff is going on and you think you don't have enough, but you do. You literally do. If you know my story, you know I was hustling on the public dump. I grew up poor. I had nothing. So when people say to me, oh, I can't do it because, I know, like, no, there's no, you can't do it because. You have to do it because. You don't want to say like those guys. What is the reason why you're limping and working in your 60s or 70s on a Sunday afternoon when you could be out chilling? Why? He said, old age and poverty. If you don't want a repeat of their lives, or you don't want a repeat of your last 5 years, or your last 10 years, or your last year, or probably the last 5 months, then you need to follow those steps that I just mentioned, so you can be in a position where you could live and enjoy your champion life and not say like those two guys, old age and poverty is why they are selling ice cream on a Sunday afternoon. Now, if that's a sport and a pastime and you absolutely love that sort of thing, you're meeting people, different story. But if you do it because you have to do it, because you don't have enough revenue coming through the door, then perhaps you need to change how and what you do and start following those steps that I mentioned before. I want to encourage you, if you want more of this, click the subscribe button, subscribe to this video, subscribe to all the other videos, subscribe to my channel, and put the notifications on so that when there is another video that's coming out, you will get the notification of that new video that's coming out every single week. I want to encourage you, if I could go from the public dump in Trinidad to creating multiple brands and running multiple businesses, you could do anything. Follow those systems, as I said, so that you don't end up like those guys. Why are you here? He says, because old age and poverty. This is Camilita here from Camilita.com. Don't forget to subscribe and let us help you truly live your champion life today and every day. I'll see you soon. And as always, you know, I will see you at the top. Don't forget, click and subscribe.